Hi everyone, welcome to S&S Bioinfo. Today's topic is the fundamental unit of life. The fundamental unit of life. First of all, introduction of the chapter. Do you know the basic unit of life? That is cell. Cell is the basic or fundamental unit of life. You have already studied the components of cells in lower classes. The main components of a cell are, suppose this is a cell, it has cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. These are the three main parts of a cell. Cell is the basic functional and a structural unit of living organisms. A cell is able to perform all life activities and also becomes the fundamental unit of an organism. Let's begin from the cell. Suppose this is a cell. Many such cells together form a tissue. Such many tissues together join to form an organ. Such many organs together join to form an organ system. Such many organ systems together join to form an organism. Finally, organism. Okay, an organism is formed from a single cell. So, cell is the basic or fundamental unit of life. Do you know the person who discovered the cell at first? It was Robert Hooke in 1665 discovered the cells. Robert Hooke in 1665. While he was examining a slice of cork under the microscope, he could observe a small box-like structures like this. Small box-like structures. He called them as little rooms. The word cell is originated from Latin. It means that a little room. Cell, the word cell is originated from the Latin language. The meaning is a little room. A little room. Later, in 1674, another scientist named Leeuwenhoek observed free cells in pond water with the help of advanced microscope. Who is the scientist? Leeuwenhoek. Leeuwenhoek in 1674 observed free cells in pond water. Free cells in pond water. Thereafter, in 1831, another scientist named Robert Brown observed or discovered nucleus of the cell. So, cell has a nucleus. This nucleus was observed or discovered by Robert Brown in 1831. Robert Brown in 1831. Later, another scientist named Purkinje in 1839 coined the term protoplasm. Purkinje in 1839 coined the term Protoplasm. Protoplasm is the entire fluid content of the cell. So look at the cell. It has cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. The nucleus contains a fluid called nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm. In between the nucleus and the cell membrane, there is another jelly-like fluid, that is cytoplasm. So, cytoplasm plus nucleoplasm together termed as protoplasm. The entire fluid content of the cell. It was first, the word was coined by Purkinje in 1839. In 19th century, due to the advancement in microscopy, scientists could observe various parts of the cell and its complex structure and the cell organelles that are present in the cell. Later, some scientists proposed cell theory based on their observation. Next, let's learn about cell theory. Cell theory. It was proposed by two biologists named Schleiden and Schwann. Schleiden in 1838 and Schwann in 1839. Schwann in 1839 proposed the cell theory. The cell theory states that all the plants and animals are composed of cells and the cell is the basic unit of life. The first point, all plants and animals are composed of cells. Composed of cells. The cell is the basic unit of life. The cell is the basic unit of life. Further, the cell theory was expanded by another scientist named Virchow in 1855. Virchow in 1855 added one more point to this theory. According to Virchow, all the cells arise from the pre-existing cells. The third point in cell theory, all cells arise from the pre-existing cells. So, this is the expansion of the cell theory. Okay, all the plants and animals are composed of cells. The cell is the basic unit of life. The cells arise from the pre-existing cells. Is it clear now? Then let's move to the next topic, unicellular and multicellular organisms. Unicellular and multicellular organisms. The electron microscope was discovered in 1940. After the discovery of electron microscope, scientists could observe many single-celled organisms with the help of microscope. Single-celled organisms means the organism that is made up of one cell or single cell. Such organisms are known as unicellular organisms. If an organism is made up of a single cell, such organism is known as unicellular organisms. For example, amoeba, paramecium, chlamydomonas. Example, amoeba. Amoeba, then paramecium, then bacteria, bacteria, Chlamydomonas. Chlamydomonas. These are some examples of unicellular organisms. Then multicellular organisms. Multi means many. Such organisms are made up of many cells. For example, plants, animals, and human beings. Our body consists of various organs and organ systems. Similarly, plant is made up of many types of tissues such as simple tissues and complex tissue. Just before you could observe some kind of unicellular organisms. They are different in their size and shape. Similarly, in multicellular organism, as they are highly complex organisms, their body consists of organ and organ system. Each organ or organ system is made up of specialized tissues or specialized types of cells. Now let's familiarize some kind of different specialized cells found in human body. They are, first of all, RBC. RBC, red blood cells. RBC is biconcave disc-shaped cell. Biconcave disc-shaped. The next one, our nerve cell. Our nervous system is made up of specialized elongated cells called nerve cell or neuron. This is neuron. This is an elongated cell. It has a typical structure. Another cell, our bone cell. Bone cell or osteocytes. Next, our muscles are made up of, that means the muscular system consists of both the smooth muscles and striated or cylindrical muscles. So here you can see the shape of a smooth muscle. Smooth muscle. It is spindle shaped. Then another cell, striated muscle. Striated muscle, cylindrical shaped. Then our fat cell, adipocyte. Adipocytes or fat cell. Next cell is ovum or egg cell. It is spherical. Ovum or egg. Spherical shape. Spherical shaped. Next one, sperm. Sperm is the male gamete. It has a typical structure with the head and the tail. So look at the board, you can see different size and different shaped cells. RBC, biconcave disc shape. Neuron is elongated and branched. Sperm with the head and tail. Then bone cell or osteocyte with the spherical with the some structures. Then adipocytes, fat cell with the that ring like structure. Then smooth cell with a spindle shape. Ovum or egg is like a spherical structure. striated muscle, a cylindrical shape. Here you can see different size and different shape of the human cells. The size and shape of the cells are related to the specific function that they perform. We have learned about unicellular organism. For example, amoeba. Amoeba has changing shape. It can change its shape. Suppose amoeba, it's a shapeless organism. Amoeba can change its shape according to its wish. Whenever it comes in contact with the food particles, it extends its body as a pseudopodia or finger-like projections and engulf the food. So it changes its shape. But some other cells like RBC, the nerve cells that I have drawn just before, have a fixed shape. That nerve cell has fixed shape, elongated and branched. Elongated and branched. Neuron. Okay, that means the size and shape of the cell are related to the specific function that they perform. Amoeba's shape is related to its function because whenever it captures the food, it changes its shape. So neuron has a typical structure. It forms as a network throughout the body. It transports the messages or stimuli in the form of electrical signals to the body, so that it has a specific or particular shape. Then each living cell has the capacity to perform certain basic functions in the living body. We all know that there is a division of labor in the human body. We have specific organ and organ systems in our body. Each organ system has specific function. For example, our circulatory system, heart pumps blood to different parts of the body. Our respiratory system, through the nostrils, we take in oxygen-rich air, and the lungs are the site of exchange of gases. The digestive system for digestion of food materials. The excretory system to get rid of waste products from the body. So we have specific organ and organ system to perform specific function. Similarly, in the cell, there are certain structures, there are certain components which perform different functions, specific function. So division of labor can be seen in the cell also. In the cell, there are three main compartments such as cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. Within the cell, there are certain structures called cell organelles. So this is a cell, then cell membrane, then nucleus, cytoplasm. So in the cytoplasm and also in the nucleoplasm, there are certain structures. There are certain structures. Each structure has specific function. So these certain structures together perform functions, basic life activities in the cell. So the cell is able to perform all the life activities. Let's consider the single-celled organism amoeba. Amoeba is able to perform all the life activities. Amoeba capture the food and digestion take place inside the amoeba's body. Similarly, the respiration, amoeba respire through the cell membrane. So from the dissolved, that oxygen from the dissolved water. Similarly, excretion, all major life activities like digestion, excretion, transportation, everything take place in a single cell. So a single cell is able to perform all the life activities. So it is the basic or fundamental unit of life, or we can say it is the functional unit of life. Why is it known as the structural unit of life? As it makes a whole living organism. It is the functional as well as the structural unit of life. We will learn about the cell organelles. The components inside the cytoplasm are known as cell organelles. We will learn about the cell organelles in detail in the upcoming classes. With this, I conclude my session. I hope you understood the topic well. Then thank you and have nice moments.